manual. Experiment number 9 po siya. Okay? Paki-check na lang po. Huwag po magkakamali. Okay? Now, experiment number 7 is about hepatitis. No, hepatitis infection. Now, so when we are talking about hepatitis, it is a disease no that are usually due to either virus, viral, it could be bacterial, it could be parasitic, it could be chemical or mechanical. So there are different reasons no why patient would be suffering from hepatitis. But since we are talking about serology, we'll be talking about the viral hepatitis origin. Now, there are two types of hepatitis. We have the primary hepatitis and secondary hepatitis. Yung primary hepatitis kasi, no, these are usually associated with that of the bacteria, the virus infecting directly the liver. No, meaning, no, yung virus really directly attacking the liver. Kaya nagkaroon siya ng hepatitis. Sample natin dito yung mga hepatitis A, hepatitis B, no, and hepatitis C. No, sila yung mga direct virus attacking the liver causing hepatitis. Primary hepatitis yun. Yung secondary hepatitis kasi, no, it is only a result of complication of the primary infection. Like for example, ang pasyente mo may Epstein-Barr virus that would infect other organ of the human body, but as a complication of this infection, it could affect the liver, no, para at least magkakaroon ng hepatitis yung pasyente. Okay? So, yun yung secondary hepatitis, a complication only of the primary infection. Now, our focus would be the primary hepatitis. So these are the different forms of primary hepatitis. Okay? And these are the causative agent of the primary hepatitis. Number one, we have the hepatitis A virus. No, dito, it is also known as it is also known as infectious hepatitis. No, infectious hepatitis. Human usually acquire this one through oral fecal route. No, nakukuha daw ng tao to through oral fecal route. So if you are fond of eating food outside, yung mga street foods, no, usually yung most common reason kung bakit nakukuha natin yung hepatitis A. So hindi siya blood transfusion, hindi siya direct contact with anybody who is human. Again, oral fecal route. So in laboratory, no, we detect it serologically by detecting presence of antibody from the patient IgM and IgG. So ito yung dinetect natin serological test to determine whether may infection, acute or no, past infection yung pasyente natin. IgM, anti-Hub. No, ang tawag natin doon is anti-Hub, IgM, or IgG. Okay? So yung antibody, serological panel. Then next we have hepatitis B. Yung hepatitis B natin is known as serum hepatitis. No, ito yung tinatawag natin serum hepatitis. So usually human acquire this one through direct contact. So ano yung mga example ng direct contact natin? This one is sexually transmitted infection also. So you can acquire the infection through sexual contact, contaminated body fluid, blood-borne pathogen siya. So any materials or device that would be contaminated by a blood, a patient suffering from hepatitis at natusok mo sa'yo, no, again, you can acquire the infection. Kaya nga, diba, according to WHO, the most common blood-borne pathogen or infection that allied health worker acquire is hepatitis B infection through needle prick accident. Okay po tayo. Then, that is for hepatitis B. Okay? So, yung virus that would cause hepatitis B would have three particles or no, meron siyang three components. Meron siyang envelope protein, structural nucleocapsid, and soluble nucleocapsid. Now, these proteins or antigens on the viral particle would be very important for serological testing. Kasi ito yung dinidetect natin to diagnose patient and we look for if ever patient already have recovered from infection. The production of antibody against this antigen would tell that the patient already have recovered from acute infection. And the antigen would be used to detect infection. Okay po? So yun yung importance niyan. Kasi madidetect natin yan sa serum sample ng pasyente. Okay? So, ano-ano yung mga markers that are available for the diagnosis of hepatitis B infections? So, these are the following markers that we usually detect through serological tests to indicate whether a patient is infected or already have immune recovered from infection. No? Yun yung mga markers natin. Now, during the acute infection or during the early acute infection, the first marker that would appear sa patient sample, again early stage of acute infection, the first marker that would appear sa patient sample would be the hepatitis surface antigen. No? Usually, it would appear 2 to 4 weeks sa serum ng pasyente and would peak, no, in the midway of the acute infection, no? Nagpi-peak daw siya, tumataas siya sa midway of acute infection. Hepatitis B surface antigen marker. So, kindly be careful sa pagsusulat, ha? Okay? So, the next marker that would appear during acute infection would be the HBe antigen. It is the antigen to envelope, no? Antigen to envelope. Usually, kasabay niyang tumataas yung HBsAg during the midway of acute infection, no? Tumataas sila pareho, no, during the midway of infection. Now, after the HBsAg, HBe antigen, no, this antigen would decline, no, magde-decline daw yung antigen as the patient already have responded, no, immune system niya with that of the infection. Okay po tayo. So, the patient po. So again, the patient would, again, the antigen would declining and start to produce antibody. No? Tandaan ninyo that antibody and antigen would never be present in the same sample. Hindi imposible yun. Kasi nga, di ba, ang reason kung bakit nag-decline yung antigen is because the antibody is already rising. So meaning to say that if there is antigen, our body, in response to the infection, would produce an antibody against this antigen. And as a result, the antigen would decline. Okay po tayo? Naintindihan yun? Kasi minsan may mga common error na lumalabas, no, sa laboratory na ang pasyente reactive in both antigen and reactive in both in antibody reagent. Patient are reactive in both antigen and antibody, and that is too impossible. Hindi po pwedeng mangyari na ang pasyente mo would become reactive in antigen and antibody. Tandaan nyo, as the antigen decline, antibody would rise. Okay po tayo? That is the principle of our immune system. Kasi ang reason kung bakit nagde-decline yung antigen is because our antibody already have neutralized the antigen so that they already been gone at no, gumagaling na yung pasyente. That is for the acute stage, no? Kasi iba naman for chronic stage. Okay po tayo? So, yun. So, the first antibody that would appear after the HBe antigen and HBs antigen already declining would be anti-HB4 antibody. No? Yung first antibody na napuproduce daw po ng tao against the viral infection would be the anti-HB4. Sir, bakit po hindi HBsAg? Dito, nagsisimula pa lang tayo mag-produce ng antibody, but this one would be the first antibody that would again produced by our body against the organism. No? So, tandaan ninyo that as the antigen decline and the anti-HBsAg and anti-HBe antigen are starting to rise, no? Nagsisimula pa lang, hindi pa siya mataas, no? At this particular point in time, the patient would become non-reactive in both antigen and antibody. Meaning, no, kapag tinest mo ang pasyente at this particular point in time, wherein antigen is starting to decline and antibody would start to rise, no, wala daw po tayong madidetect na any serological marker sa pasyente except for anti-HB4. No? Ang tawag natin sa stage of infection na to is core window. No? Core window. Meaning, at that particular stage of infection, the patient are just starting to produce an antibody against the antigen and antigen already declining. Thus, any serological test cannot detect, no, the level of that antigen and antibody. And the only antibody that would be detectable at that particular point in time would be the anti-HB4. No? Kaya ang tawag sa kanya is core window. So ito yung ginagamit natin to test, no, whether a patient really been infected or not. Ang problem is that, no, kapag ang pasyente mo nasa core window at magdo-donate siya ng blood at ang dinetect mo lang is antigen, HBs antigen and anti-HBs, no, masasabi mo yung pasyente na walang sakit kahit na may sakit siya. No, makakapag-donate siya ng blood. No, that's the problem, especially for blood donation. Kaya nga, in blood donation, it's already a requirement na i-test pati yung anti-HB core. Kasi baka mamaya, ang donor mo nasa core window. No, para at least hindi siya makapag-donate ng blood. Kasi infected pa rin siya dito. Tandaan nyo, starting to decline pa lang yung antigen. No, hindi pa siya totally nawawala. So meaning the patient are still capable to transmit infection. Okay? So there are two types of core antibody na puproduce natin. We have the anti-HB core IgM. Usually, it would last for at least 6 months and would not persist lifetime. Nawawala siya, bumababa siya. And we have the anti-HB core IgG. Sa laboratory, no, ang anti-HB core IgG is what we call the anti-HB core total. No, ito yung tinatawag natin anti-HB core total. total kasi meron pa ring part ng IgM na name-measure dito, no, name-measure dito, okay? So that is the anti-HB ko total. Unlike with the IgM, ang IgG would persist for at least decades. So, nagpe-persist siya for decades. Ito yung marker, no? Ito yung marker na iniwan ng parang ano, para siyang ang tawag dun, peklat. So, ito yung peklat na iniwan ng virus sa katawan natin na magsasabi na na-infect ka at gumaling ka because of hepatitis B infection, no? Kasi it would be detected, no, from the body's patient, no, at least decades, no, at least decades. So, kapag reactive dito ang pasyente niyo sa HB core, IgG, no, non-reactive siya dito, non-reactive siya dito, no, reactive siya dito, it will only tell na ang reason kung bakit siya may ganito is na-infection at gumaling siya for hepatitis B. Okay? So, marker niya na yan of previous infection. Next, after the anti-HB4 already been raised, no, the next antibody that would be detected sa patient sample would be the anti-HBe, no, the antibody against the envelope. Then, ito kasi, sometimes it also decrease yung concentration niya, but it would be remain detectable all throughout ng life ng pasyente. No, bumababa lang siya, pero detectable pa rin siya all throughout ng life ng pasyente. And then, of course, no, anti-HBs. No, anti-HBs would tell that the patient already have immunity, no, to the infection, no, to the infection. So, kung anong type of immunity ang nakuha niya, immunity ba yan for vaccine, immunity ba yan due to infection, ito ang magde-determine, no, si anti-HB4. Kasi kapag reactive dito si pasyente mo sa anti-HB4, reactive siya sa anti-HBs, meaning to say na immune ang pasyente mo for hepatitis B kasi nagkaroon siya ng previous infection. Gumaling siya from acute infection ng hepatitis B. Kaya nagkaroon siya ng immunity. Okay? So kapag ang pasyente mo sa anti-HB core non-reactive, pero reactive siya sa anti-HBs, ang ibig sabihin nito, the patient is immune to hepatitis B, pero ang reason for immunity is due to vaccination. No, vaccination. Kasi yung component ng vaccine na binibigay natin is the attenuated version of the HBs antigen that would trigger antibody of anti-HBs. Hindi siya complete viral particle. Kaya walang reason kung bakit no, magpuproduce ka ng anti-HB4 kapag naka-receive ka ng vaccine. Kasi ito, mapuproduce mo lang to kapag nakuha o nakapasok sa iyo yung entire virus. No? That would tell na na-infect ka at gumaling ka. Okay? So that is how you interpret the result. Now, please take note of this, that HB antigen, if it is present in the patient sample, it would tell na infective ang pasyente mo, no? Highly infective ang pasyente mo. HB carrier ang pasyente mo for this one. So that would be yung ating mga markers. So this is how you would going to somehow help you to understand no yung appearance of marker. So imagine ito si hepatitis B virus mo that would target no yung mineral of the earth. No, first the virus would go to the surface, then go to the earth, and go to the core. Then after niya makuha yung gold, no, would exit on the other side, no, meron siyang antigen, nakuha niya na yung antigen, and then that is the antibody. Okay? So, ito po yung table, sample table that we use no, to somehow interpret mga laboratory result for hepatitis B. Ito yung mga possible na makukuha natin if patient would be requested for hepatitis B profile. So, if your patient would be non-reactive, negative sign would start means non-reactive. Positive is for reactive, okay, meaning positive siya. So if your patient would be non-reactive to all hepatitis B parameter, only for anti-HAV, no IgM, that would tell na ang pasyente natin would be recent acute hepatitis infection, hepatitis A. Okay? If your patient would be reactive for the antigen, surface and envelope antigen of the B virus, but non-reactive for the anti-HBe, it could be reactive for the IgM, pwedeng hindi, pwedeng reactive, depende sa kung ilang months na siya nagpa-test. Kasi tandaan nyo, it declined 6 months. And reactive or non-reactive for anti-HB core, still the patient is on the acute stage of infection. No, acute stage of infection. Ang acute stage of infection will end kapag mataas na yung anti-HB core total natin. Again, the acute stage of infection will end if there is already high titer of anti-HB core total detected sa patient sample, Now, may mga instances that the patient would fail to develop antibody, no? Ano yung nagfe-fail na antibody? Na ang pasyente mo all throughout ng life niya persistent reactive sa antigen, No, though may reactive na siya sa anti-HB4, pero hindi siya nagpo-produce ng antibody against the 2 antigen. No, again, kapag ang pasyente ninyo is persistent reactive sa antigen, despite the presence of anti-HB4, then no detectable, no, antibody against the 2 antigen, ang tawag natin doon is chronic hepatitis B. Meaning, hindi gumagaling yung pasyente, no? Hindi nagre-respond ng maayos yung immune system ng pasyente at yung acute stage of infection nag-proceed sa chronic stage of infection, no? Yung acute stage of infection nag-proceed sa chronic stage of infection. So that is how you interpret, no, yung ating chronic infection. Okay? So if your patient if your patient result would be non-reactive to the antigen, but reactive to the anti-HBe, reactive to the anti-HB4 total, and reactive to the anti-HBs, so this can be interpreted as the patient already recovered and immune to hepatitis B. So tandaan nyo, immune siya sa hepatitis B because of past infection. Ano yung marker that will tell? Anti-HB4 total, no, the anti-HB4 total. Next, so if your patient would be non-reactive to all antigen and antibody core and GM or total, but only reactive to the anti-HBs, non-reactive to other, no, this one tell that your patient already have immune to hepatitis B infection, pero ang reason for immunity niya is because of vaccine. Naka-receive siya ng vaccine, no? Nagkaroon siya ng vaccine. And then of course, no, if your patient will fall non-reactive to all hepatitis B and A parameter, only reactive for hepatitis C, that means na ang pasyente mo is may hepatitis C infection. Ano yung hepatitis C? Hepatitis C is also known as non-A, non-B hepatitis. Same with that of your hepatitis B, this can also be transmitted through blood. No, bloodborne din siya. And this is the common hepatitis na nakukuha ng mga pasyente na nag-dialysis. Okay po. Then also we have the hepatitis D, no, hepatitis B. So ditong hepatitis B, it coexists with hepatitis B, no? Nagko-coexist daw siya with hepatitis D. Meaning to say, if you are infected with hepatitis B, chances are ma-infected ng hepatitis D. No, tandaan niyo na ang requirement ng hepatitis D is HBsAg, which is the component of the viral particle of hepatitis B, no, para maka-infect siya. So this one can cause no liver cancer. But ang good news is that if you are immune with hepatitis B, you will be immune to hepatitis D. Kasi nga, no, they coexist. Okay? So sa laboratory natin, I think, kasi hindi ko alam, hindi ako familiar kung ano yung insert o available na insert doon. Dalawa kasi yung last time na ginamit natin. But then again, these are the most common way of do the screening for hepatitis B. Ang ginagamit nating screening for hepatitis B infection would be HBsAg. So, if your patient would be reactive, no, again, that means ang pasyente mo infected with hepatitis B. Okay? Kapag non-reactive siya, wala siyang sakit. So, to screen patient for immunity, ang ginagamit nating marker would be anti-HBsAg. So, if your patient would have reactive in anti-HBs, no, meaning, patient might be already immune, pero kailangan mo pala ite-test ang core niya kung saan ba nanggaling immunity niya. Kapag non-reactive siya dito, kailangan niya ng vaccine para ma-immune siya. Okay? So, that would be yung ating hepatitis test. Are there any question or clarification regarding the two experiments that I have done for the pre-lab? Are there any question? Clarification? Wala. So if there are none, since we still have time, what I would do is that, no, kailangan natin kasing consume yung time. So ang gagawin natin would be, magpo-post ako ng post-lab activity sa Brightspace ninyo. Yung nasa manual lang naman. Sasagutan niyo na yung mga side questions, kahit na walang drawing. Sasagutan niyo yung mga side question do sa manual ninyo, then you would upload it sa Brightspace. So I will be setting the deadline 11 PM tonight. So that would be the due time. But then again, you are not required naman. Whoever can submit at 11 PM, okay lang. But then again, whoever will not be submitting 11 PM beyond, no, will again receive deduction. Okay po? So the scores of those who will be able to submit before 11 can capable of at least 10. Then kapag may nag-submit beyond 11 PM, no, again, you will be receiving deduction for that one. Okay po? So, siguro yung illustration, pwede nyo nang i-refer dito sa mga PowerPoint na pinlash ko as an illustration. Clear po ba yung instruction ko? So, we still have at least 1 hour up until 11 PM to work with that of the post-lab activity related to this pre-lab discussion that I have made. Clear po? Hello? Kamusta naman kayo? Hello.
Hello sir, tayong dalawa lang ata.